What's good, guys? Habit and Nathan here, back with another video. Today we'll be ranking the 10 best devil fruits in One Piece. This is not a power scaling devil fruit list, but a list of the 10 most interesting and enjoyable devil fruits to us. Alright, let's get straight into it with our 5 honorable mentions. In no specific order, we got the Nomi, or the Brain Paramecia devil fruit by Vegapunk, which allows the user's brain to expand indefinitely with new knowledge, which explains why his head's so big. Next, the Memo Nomi, or Memory Paramecia type devil fruit from Charlotte Pudding, which allows the user to turn people's memories into strips of film and manipulate them. Next, the Toki Nomi, or Time Paramecia type devil fruit from Kozuki Toki, which allows the user to send themselves and others forward in time. Unfortunately not back in time, but that makes sense to the plot. The Gura Nomi, or Quake Paramecia type devil fruit from none other than Whitebeard, which allows the user to create vibrations or quakes, debatably one of the most destructive devil fruits in One Piece. And last but not least, the Pika Nomi, or Glint Logia type devil fruit from Kizaru, which allows the user to create, control, and transform into light at will. A devil fruit that definitely isn't talked about enough in the One Piece community.
Coming in at number 10, we have the Shiro Nomi, also known as the Castle fruit, currently being used by Capone Beji. This Paramecia devil fruit allows its users to create a castle out of their own body and allows people to shrink down to a proper size to fit inside. This fruit is super cool as not only can the user stay in their human form, but can also choose to turn into a large castle, allowing the user to act as a portable stronghold. This is super valuable, and we see Capone use this fruit to infiltrate both Zoo and Whole Cake, with his entire crew going unnoticed, until then proceeding to set up base on the island. This fruit is also a great example of Oda leaning into how each character's devil fruits ties into their own thematic elements, as with Capone being inspired by the Italian mafia bosses, having a castle he can keep his family in is extremely fitting.
At 9th, we have Aokiji's devil fruit. Although some might find it generic because it's an elemental fruit, Aokiji definitely uses it in a way that makes it seem a lot cooler than others. The Hiei Nomi, or Ice Logia devil fruit, allows him to create, control, and transform his body into ice. It's also funny that instead of using a boat as transportation like most admirals, Aokiji will freeze over the ocean and just bike on it as if it's something normal to do. Having the ice fruit also helps him from his only weakness being water, and he can capture pirates easily by freezing over the ocean, rendering the boats. Aokiji has mastered the fruit to the point where he fought Akainu for 10 days straight, and it was so intense he left half the island covered in ice, leaving half the island's climate to now be a permanent frozen cold wasteland, making Aokiji one of the cooler ice users in anime.
Coming in at number 8, we have the Wada Nomi, or the Straw fruit, currently being used by Basil Hawkins of the Worst Generation. This Paramecia fruit gives the user the ability to create and manipulate straw at their will, and as we have seen, especially in Wano, has a huge amount of versatility in its application. We've seen Hawkins create straw puppets, straw armor, and even voodoo dolls linked to other people to prevent himself from taking damage. This voodoo doll aspect was the cherry on top that made this fruit in my eyes one of the more complex Paramecia that Oda has come up with, and in contrast to many of the others in the series, it's a lot more detailed. And with the way Hawkins used it, especially in his fight against Killer, sold it to me as one deserving to be in the top 10.
Easily one of the sickest, if not best, Zoan fruit, Marco with his Tori Nomi, Model Phoenix, or Bird fruit at 7. A lot of the One Piece Zoan fruits are a hit or miss for us, but we think Oda adding the Phoenix was beautifully done. The character design and coloring on the Phoenix is just so eye-catching and mesmerizing, how could you hate it? Marco's devil fruit allows him to transform into a phoenix and a human phoenix hybrid at will. He has a very well-developed mastery over his transformations, allowing him to alter parts of his body as he needs to. He can transform into a blue and yellow glowing phoenix and fly around. That's already badass enough. Marco can also generate and heal others, so he can cause crazy damage with his blue flames and heal allies, which is nuts and very effective in a world like One Piece.
Next up, at number 6, we have Big Mom's Soda Nomi, or Soul fruit, one of the most dangerous Paramecia fruits in the series. The fruit gives the user the ability to take other people's souls on the condition that that person feels some sort of fear. The soul is taken in the form of lifespan, and the user can choose how much life to take from the other. This life can then be used to sustain the user, or can be transmitted to other people, or bring inanimate objects to life, which are then bound to and controlled by the user. This fruit is so cool because of how it ties into the intimidation and chaos of Big Mom as a character, and I love the fact that Oda puts fear as a condition for using the Devil Fruit, as if not, it would be even more OP than it already is, and make scenes like Jinbei standing Big Mom down so incredibly powerful.
It's not surprising that another admiral would be on this list. At number 5, I have Fujitori's Zushi Zushi no Mi, or Press Press Paramecia Devil Fruit, which allows the user to create and manipulate gravitational forces. Fujitora is able to move around living things and objects with little effort, ranging from debris flying against an enemy in smaller or massive numbers to even a size like a massive battleship. His gravitational powers are so strong, I've seen him send meteors from outer space twice, once during Dressrosa and once during Stampede. In other words, it sounds like Fujitora was given the power of an extremely strong version of telekinesis, which gives him a deep bag of potential when it comes to awakening his Devil Fruit.
At number 4, we've got the Nikyu Nikyu no Mi, also known as the Pawpaw Fruit, currently in the possession of Bartholomew Kuma, or at least whatever's left of him at this point. This fruit gives the user the ability to repel everything they touch and is represented as physical paws on their hands. The user can deflect nearly anything, from physical things like air, objects, or people, to intangible things such as memories or pain. In my opinion, this is easily one of the most versatile fruits in the series due to the many ways it can be used. We see Kuma use it to send the Straw Hats miles away, fly around islands, share his memories with Bonnie, and make Zoro endure Luffy's pain. I love how Oda can take a simple concept such as pushing and add so much more to it, and this fruit is the perfect representation of that.
In the top 3, no question, we have Blackbeard's Yami Yami no Mi, or Dark Dark Logia Devil Fruit, which allows the user to create and control darkness at will, making the user a darkness human. We have this fruit so high mainly because of the mystery behind it and the fact that Blackbeard was able to attain another Devil Fruit using it. And there's theories saying that he can possibly hold 3 Devil Fruits, making it even more overpowered if true. Similar to a black hole, the user can absorb things inside a vortex. It seems that it does not completely compress and annihilate that which is sucked in as an actual black hole would do, but rather create some form of space where things are stored, as we saw during the Ace fight. And while Blackbeard is forced to deal with even more damage than usual due to the fruit's drawbacks, his sheer durability and tolerance for pain seems to make up for it.
Alright, coming in at number 2 is a fruit that, with the ending of Wano, has jumped up this list tremendously. And that is of course the Hito Hito no Mi Model Nika, also known as the Human Fruit Model Nika, which until recently was disguised as the Gomu Gomu no Mi, and is of course in the possession of the one and only Monkey D. Luffy. With the reveal of Gear 5, this fruit has reached the peak of its evolution as far as forms go, with Luffy finally awakening its true nature. This fruit essentially gives the user pure freedom in their fighting ability, as with a strengthened rubbery body, their durability is at a maximum and they can fight in whatever way they please. We see this demonstrated in Luffy's final fight with Kaido, as he can manipulate his body in so many different ways, as well as the environment around him, making for an incredibly dynamic and fun style of combat. The foreshadowing Oda has done regarding the true nature and history of this fruit is incredible, and how it ties into the representation of freedom in Luffy is out of this world.
Finally, the best fruit in One Piece is Law's Ope Ope no Mi, or Operation Fruit. This Paramecia type Devil Fruit grants the ability to create a spherical force field in which the user can freely alter the orientation, movement, and configuration/anatomy of anything and anyone, including themselves, in a surgical fashion. Get it? Surgical? Surgeon of death? No? Okay. But this fruit also has a unique power which grants another person eternal youth in exchange for the user's own life. So we might potentially see Law sacrifice his life for someone else. The design of the fruit is also super dope, as it's a red heart and it's very fitting for Law's character. Also, Law has used his fruit multiple times in different fashions, especially in his awakening, like K-Room, Anesthesia, Shock Will, Puncture Will, R-Room, Silent, etc. Moves all used during his tag team fight with Big Mom. Law's Devil Fruit definitely gives him the deepest bag in terms of moves he can use, plus it's super cool as shit and extremely handy, making it the best Devil Fruit in One Piece.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, we would really appreciate it if you could consider subscribing and dropping a like on the video, as it really helps the channel and we are on the road to 1,000 subs. Speaking of 1,000 subs, the growth on the channel recently has been incredible. We were at 296 subs a week and a half ago, and now we are at almost 850. That is crazy. Honestly, we did not expect this type of support on the channel so quickly, so we really appreciate it, and we will continue to put out content that you guys can watch and enjoy. So thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.